All right, welcome back to Wholesome Financials podcast. Name is Austin.
Susy.
And today we are answering the question, we're the top 3 banks that can approve a new LLC for $50,000. Contrary to popular belief, most people don't realize that if you have a brand new business, that you can still get funding for your business. You don't have to show any documentation. You don't have to have any revenue. You might not have even made your first dollar. And so this method is really advantageous if you're brand new. And you might need money in order to scale. And so in this video, we're going to talk about 3 banks that'll give you $50,000. Even if you're a brand new LLC, you just opened it. Like, how young are we talking, do you think?
Shoot.
Like a year or younger?
No, like honestly, within a week.
Like within a week?
Yeah. But best results about 90 days.
90 days. Okay. So top 3 banks. We're going to pick our top 3. This is an exhaustive list. Obviously, it's only 3, but these are 3 that we've worked with. We help our clients get funded with them, and we'll talk about how you can do that and how this is a great strategy. And we really encourage it while strike while the iron's hot, while everything's going. So what's the first bank you can think of?
Yeah, Chase.
Can't go wrong with Chase. Chase is a great bank. They have some great products. Just a high level overview. Like, if you're brand new, how can you explain how it's possible to get $50,000 from Chase for your new LLC?
Yeah. So essentially, you need to have good credit.
Okay.
Anything 720 and above, but not just a credit score, but also no collections, no late payments, no charge-offs. You do have to have some credit cards of your own that you've had for at least 2 years that are open.
Yep.
Once you got that credit, then making sure you have an LLC.
Okay.
All right. So that's pretty easy to do, right? You can go on like LegalZoom. They'll do it for free, literally. Have your LLC, have your credit top shape, and then you can just apply for a 0% business card or just any business card for that matter.
Well, so we're not talking personal cards. We're not talking like a personal loan.
No, these are...
The way a new LLC can get $50,000 for their business is how?
Have good credit.
No, but what product are they going? Like, where's it coming from?
Like a business credit card.
Business credit card. 0% interest business credit card. Yeah, most people don't know that. That's why it's important to be as specific as possible because, and we talk about all the time, like, we can't assume that people know how this works so they fully understand. Obviously, we're well immersed in it. We do it all the time. But if you click this video and you're like, I need $50,000, what are they going to say? We recommend 0% interest business credit cards.
Business credit cards. Anybody can get them in the United States that has a social, that has good credit, and has an LLC.
Yes. Even foreign nationals, if you have an ITIN, there's ways around there too. We highly recommend this for multiple reasons. Number one, business credit cards don't show up on your personal credit card. It's on your personal credit. That way you can, just use and run that card up as much as you want. Number one. Number two, you don't need any documentation to show to get a business credit card. All of it's stated income, what you think you'll make, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So projected income.
Yep.
More specifically is the wording. But essentially, if you have a week-old LLC, obviously you haven't generated any revenue unless you've been working as like a sole proprietor and then you just finally switched over to like legal LLC stuff. You just project. So whatever industry that you're in, whether you're in e-com marketing, you project what you'd be making in a year from now.
Yeah. And
then that's what you'd apply with. You can't put like you're making $0 because obviously you're not going to get approved for much of anything or get denied.
In a way, they're trying to get you to disqualify yourself.
Yeah.
Right. It's a trip up. And this is everything we've shared so far. It's very similar with the other 2 banks as well.
Yeah.
What makes Chase unique is just a couple of rules of thumb, and then we'll move on to the next bank. Number one, they have this thing called the 524 rule. Look it up. Pretty much any 5 personal credit cards you've gotten in the last 24 months or 2 years, they will not issue you any product of theirs. They're just super picky. Number one. Number two, Chase is a very big bank. They have very high standards. You need to make sure that you You court them well. You open up an account. You put some money in there. You talk to a business relationship manager. If you want to know the extensive details, we'll have a series coming out later, but we also have various videos on our channel that break this down. But those are just a couple of things to pay attention to. And the best part I think I love about Chase 0% interest business cards is that they have zero annual fee, $0. It costs nothing to keep them.
The 0% cards that they have, yeah. And
Yes.
they come with like massive points. So like I think right now they're giving out 75,000 points if you spend 6,000 in the first 6 months. So 0% and you get points. You can't beat that.
No,
That's why Chase is always like our number one and go-to bank.
Yeah.
When we start like a funding sequence.
Yeah. Solid. Okay, so that's Chase Bank. Specifically, I really love the Business Unlimited, the Ink Cash. All the products are similar, but they're really good. All right, what's the second bank we got?
Yeah, the second bank is more of a regional bank.
Okay.
However, if you're in that area, it's a good bank to go to because they do give out up to 50K and 0%, and it's Citizens.
Citizens Bank.
So it's Citizens Bank, and not to be confused because there's like variations of Citizens First Bank and pretty
Just
much
Citizens.
The one I'm talking about is it's got a green logo.
Yeah, it's green.
So it's like white and green. So FYI, Citizens Bank is giving out some bags.
Now, for Citizens Bank, we pretty much covered the bulk of it with Chase, but everything we told you were just good rules of thumb where it comes to, like you mentioned, make sure your credit profile looks good, making sure your business entity looks good, filling out that application. All those things are pretty similar just across the business credit card world in general.
Yeah.
Are there any specific rules to Citizens Bank for people to be aware of, very similar to Chase's 524 rule? That's only Chase that does that.
Yeah, so Chase is the only one that has that 524 rule. But thing to note is Citizens pulls from Equifax.
Guys,
so,
okay. And Chase is
Experian, but if you're in the East Coast, they double dip and they pull Trans and Experian. So FYI, you're going to get double pulled. But if you're on the West Coast, like California, you only get Experian pulled, which kind of sucks for East Coast people in a way.
Yeah.
But like we've talked about before, you can delete the inquiries.
Yeah, that's good.
And they're just regional. That's kind of like the only thing that stands out apart from just being a generic 0% business card like Chase.
Yeah.
They give out anywhere between 35 to 50,000.
Okay.
The people that I've seen get 50,000 are the ones that have an account for at least 30 days with them. So you want to have an account. You don't want to just apply, right? They're a smaller bank, so they're not as big, obviously, as Chase. So you do want to make sure you have an account with them, have that relationship, have some cash in there before you apply. Otherwise, you're probably going to get a low limit, like 10, 15, tops maybe 25.
Yeah. Now, and remember, this is regional, so we're not really recommending this if you don't have a Citizens Bank inside of your region. There are ways to still apply for regional banks, even though you don't live in the area. We could probably make a whole video on that, though. What's one way?
A foreign entity. So in a nutshell, a foreign entity is like, let's say you're in California, your LLC is in California, that's where you live, but you do a foreign entity and you file in Florida as well. So now you can do business in California and then in Florida, and then now you can tap into the banks that are only available in Florida.
Yeah.
As well as the ones in California. So you could double dip.
Yeah. The citizens.
So essentially that's what a foreign entity is.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So we got Chase, we got Citizens. Last but not least, we have American Express, or Amex, as it's affectionately known.
Yeah. So American Express it's beautiful in the sense that you don't have to have an account with them to get approved.
Yeah.
So it's probably the only bank that we can just apply online.
Well, that's the only way. They don't have any brick and mortars.
They don't have any brick and mortars, but there's a caveat. If you've never had an American Express card in your life, meaning you've never had a personal Amex, getting a high limit on the business side is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say that they're giving out 50K, that most likely falls into the category of those people that already have a personal credit card with Amex, whether it be a platinum, whether it be a gold, whether it be a plum, whether it be a blue business cash, whatever it is, you have to have a personal already. And if you've had it for longer, even better, right?
Yeah.
Once you have that personal, you can technically apply for their 0% business cards in the same day.
Yeah.
So the goal would be to apply to the first one, right? Usually they give out 25,000 just on that first one.
Yep.
And then 20 seconds later, we go back and we apply to the second card. That's also 0%. And then you get another 25. So combined, there's 50. And that's super easy to get. So that's like an easy win. So whenever we're working with clients and I see on their report that they have an Amex and they've had it for a while, we're applying right away.
Yeah.
Like,
it's good.
No questions asked.
See, and what's beautiful about that too is when it comes to Amex or Amex, however you pronounce it, I say every video.
Amex.
When it comes to Amex, they they have some great products, but the products we're not referring to is the Amex Gold, the Amex Platinum. We're referring to the Blue Business Cash or the Blue Business Plus. These are Amex's 0% cards, and most people don't even realize it because everyone gets caught up in the hype of the platinum and the gold. But those blue cards are some of the best products that like Amex has. Like the gold is dope too, though. Don't get me wrong. The gold is dope for different reasons. But if we're talking about getting money, $50,000 for your brand new LLC, you cannot go wrong with the Amex Blue Business Cash or the Blue Business Plus.
Cool tip. Also, you can apply for 4 Amex cards in the same day. So some people will do the 0% 2 times, boom, get those out the way, and then they double back and they get the gold and the platinum. Now, that's not for everybody, obviously, because those have like extremely high, annual fees, especially the platinum, close to like $700 a month. Sorry, not a month, a year. But yes, you can apply to 4. Essentially with no inquiry.
That's good to know.
So
that's solid. Well, we don't want to make this video too long. We're going to go and have a deep, in-depth video on each one of these steps and how do you do it. But if you're a brand new LLC and you're looking for funding for your business, you can get funding from Chase, you can get funding from Citizens Bank, and you can get funding from American Express. If you're interested in getting funding and you're trying to figure it out and you can't, you need some assistance, don't wait, don't fumble it. This is a great opportunity to fund your business. Reach out to us. Click the link in the pinned comment or the description below, or go to wholesomefinancials.com, and we would love to work with you. You have to apply to work with us, and then if it works out and there's a fit, then we'll hop on the call and then we'll see if we can work together. But we love helping new business owners get what they need, get funding so they can go further faster. And we're really, really excited. So we work with a ton of clients in this space from tons of different industries. And we worked with tons of different banks and credit unions and regional banks. And so we're experts in all definitions of the word. And so, again, if you're interested in that, go ahead to wholesomefinancials.com, click the link in the description if you need any help, or shoot us an email at info@wholesomefinancials.com, and we'd be happy to help or answer your question. Till then, see you in the next one and talk to you later.
Peace.